our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and protect each other.
We must love each other and protect each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 The mandate for Black people at this time.
The mandate for Black people at this time
is to avenge the suffering of our ancestors.
Is to avenge the suffering of our ancestors.
To earn the respect of future generations.
To earn the respect of future generations.
And be willing to be transformed.
And be willing to be transformed.
By the service of this work.
By the service of this work.
Fuck white supremacy. Treat Black people with dignity.
Fuck white supremacy. Treat Black people with dignity. Fuck white supremacy. Treat Black people with dignity.
These are our demands. America's prominent figures have raped, harassed, enslaved, tortured, and killed Black and brown people for centuries. And to pretend that America is now better than its past helped it to become while being complicit and unaccountable is an oxymoron. Memorializing of imperialist slaveholders, murderers, and torturers like J. Marion Sims is white supremacy. What side are you on?
What side are you on? What side are you on?
We will no longer allow government institutions like the New York City Parks Department to passively allow symbols of oppression, terror, and destruction of Black people to continue to look down on us. And keep this statue here is there is reverence to America's history of genocide. To continue to let this statue look down on us is reverence to America's history of genocide.
That ain't right.
We demand reparations for the cultural, educational, and scientific exploitation, erasure, extraction of our communities. Feel free to donate to the Charlottesville Reparations Fund. Let's divest from policing, from prisons, and invest in our education, childcare, healthcare, housing, and our nutritious food.
Mama, mama, can't you see? Mama, mama, can't you see? What the dogs have done to me? What the dogs have done to me? Cut us up and bled us out! Cut us up and bled us out! Ain't no healing in this town! Ain't no healing in this town! Mama, mama, can't you see? Mama, mama, can't you see? What the dogs have done to me? What the dogs have done to me? Cut us up and bled us out! Cut us up and bled us out! Ain't no healing in this town! Ain't no healing in this town! Mama, mama, can't you see? Mama, mama, can't you see? What the dogs have done to me? What the dogs have done to me? Cut us up and bled us out! Cut us up and bled us out! Ain't no healing in this town! Ain't no healing in this town!
True or false? J. Marion Sims performed genital surgeries on numerous enslaved Black women without anesthesia. Boo! That is true. What are the facts? J. Marion Sims was a doctor, a surgeon, who invented a surgery to repair the painful tears between the vagina and the rectum that some women face after childbirth. To do this, he performed numerous repeated experimental surgeries on enslaved Black women. Point 2, true or false? J. Marion Sims didn't give anesthesia to the Black women he experimented on because he believed that Black women don't feel pain like white women do. That is also true. And to prove that, I'm going to read an excerpt
from medical apartheid by the historian Harriet J. Washington. Medical journals and professional word of mouth had detailed the inhalation of ether as anesthesia since the early 1840s. Sims knew this, but he flatly refused to administer anesthesia to the slave women and girls. He claimed that his procedures were not painful enough to justify the trouble and risk of attending the administration of ether. But this claim rings hollow when one learns that Sims always administered anesthesia when he performed the surgery to repair the vaginas of white women in Montgomery a few years later. Sims cited the popular belief that blacks did not feel pain in the same way as whites. However, Sims' own words belie him. In his memoirs, he noted that Lucy's agony was extreme. She was much prostrated, and I thought she was going to die. Sims further obscured the truth in 1852 when he described the first surgery on Lucy, writing, "That was before the days of anesthetics, and the poor girl on her knees bore the operation with great heroism and bravery." Why is this relevant today? Because they will kill us, they will mutilate us, and they will say we bore it with heroism and bravery. They will strip away our humanity when it is convenient for them. Black women were human enough to learn about the genitals of women, but not human enough to deserve pain medication. True or false? J. Marion Sims is lauded as the father of modern gynecology by medical institutions. That is true. There are numerous statues across the country commemorating J. Marion Sims and celebrating his accomplishments. Why is this important? This statue that commemorates J. Marion Sims is indicative of one of the major truths about America, that the very foundation of our institutions is the oppression and exploitation of black people. Medicine is this way. Central Park, where we're standing, is this way. It was built on Seneca Village, a free black village. The financial district is literally built over the bodies of buried African slaves. They began to excavate and realized that they had to stop because they just didn't know how far it would go. The institution of slavery upon which this country was built. Redlining, which prevented black people from being able to get loans for homes, giving white people an advantage. We cannot heal from these old wounds and grow as a country without acknowledging this dark past. Condemning white supremacy is the first step towards a more progressive society that truly values black and brown people. Statues aren't just for remembering people or documenting history. Statues are erected so that we celebrate these people. At best, J. Marion Sims was a racist man who exploited the institution of slavery for his own gain. Without the institution of slavery, there is no way that J. Marion Sims would have found enough human test subjects to experiment on. At best, J. Marion Sims was a man who recognized the humanity of black slaves enough to use them for medical research about the human body, but not enough to recognize and treat their pain during surgery. At best, J. Marion Sims was a man who denied anesthesia to black women during surgery, but addicted them to opium to keep them pliant and docile after surgery. Does this sound like a man we want to celebrate? No! Does this sound like a man we want to commemorate? Mr. de Blasio, tear down this statue!
Take it down!
Tear it down! Power! Transformation!
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 And miracles!
And miracles!
And miracles!
And miracles!
I need it!
I need it!
I need it!
I need it!
I got to have it!
I got to have it!
I got to have it!
I got
centuries. And to pretend that America is now better than what its past helped it to become. While memorializing imperialists, slaveholders, murderers, and torturers like Marion Sims is white supremacy. What side are you on?
What side are you on? What side are you on?
We will no longer allow government institutions like the New York City Parks Department to passively allow symbols of oppression and terror and destruction of Black people to continue to look down on us. To keep this statue here is reverence to America's history of genocide. Take it down.
Take it down.
Take it down.
Take it down.
We demand reparations for the cultural, educational, and scientific exploitation, erasure, and extraction of our communities. Divest from police. Divest from prisons. Invest in education, childcare, healthcare, housing, and nutritious food in our communities.
In this space, I'm inviting you to build with us a memorial to Anarcha, Lucy, Betsy, and the other 11 unnamed Black enslaved women that Marion Sims practiced on. Their bodies were an unwilling sacrifice. It is because of them that we know what we know. We are sorry. We will do better for you. We will do better for us. Remember them. Anarcha, Lucy, Betsy, and Anonymous. The mothers of modern gynecology. Lucy.
Lucy.
Anarcha.
Anarcha.
Betsy.
Betsy.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. I believe.
I believe.
I believe that.
I believe that.
I believe that we.
I believe that we.
I believe that we will.
I believe that we will.
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. That we will win. One time we will win. I believe that we will win.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and protect each other.
We must love each other and protect each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and protect each other.
We must love each other and protect each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and protect each other.
We must love each other and protect each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 We have nothing to lose
And they made it so that we are literally barricaded from reaching the monument, when we made it very clear that we were not here to deface the monument or statue, whatever. We were not here to take it down, but they still insisted on barricading. They still insisted on having their presence here for a peaceful demonstration.
And protecting the statue.
And protecting the statue instead of protecting black bodies. So we want to make it very clear, so we have some chants, since y'all are here for entertainment apparently. So we have some chants, because while many people are against the fascism and against Nazis and KKK, we have to be mindful that NYPD are not here to protect us.
Cops and Klan go hand in hand.
Okay? Cops and Klan go hand in hand, like Elsa said. So we have to go ahead.
No cops, no KKK, no fascist USA. 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 No cops, no KKK, no fascist USA.
East Harlem Preservation has been trying to get this statue down for a really long time. So thank you for the work that you're doing. We're just picking up. But yeah, we're part of Black Youth Project 100, BYP 100, a group of 18 to 35-year-old black folks organizing for liberation of all black people. We organize through a queer feminist lens. This event was to protest J. Marion Sims, known as the father of modern day gynecology, but he operated on 11 black women, actually 14 black women without anesthesia. So he thought the medical system is based off of black and brown bodies and white folks experimenting on us. And we think it's a slap in the face that this statue is right in El Barrio. I am a black cisgender woman, and my ancestors helped build this country and helped build modern day medicine. So it's the least I could do to honor
there isn't one aspect of our lives that white supremacy doesn't touch, and this is something tangible and visible. But it stands for, you know, a lot more. Somos un grupo de juventud de edades de 18 años a 35 años. Y estamos aquí protestando esta estatua que significa el uso y el abuso de nuestros cuerpos negros y de nuestros cuerpos negros para la ciencia y para la medicina. Este hombre usó mujeres esclavizadas y le hizo cirugía sin anestésica y la torturó, y después le edifican una estatua, y eso es el racismo y la supremacia de la raza blanca continuando a torturarnos con el recuerdo de esta estatua aquí en nuestra comunidad, aquí en el barrio.
Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know. Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know. Ancestors watching, I know they're watching. Ancestors watching, I know.